All right, welcome back for more Musketeers. Last week's episode was fantastic. What a great re-entry into this world. I'm so jazzed to see where we go from here. I'm so hyped that we've got the King and the Queen heavily involved in the plot lines this season, it seems, between the baby and whatever the history between the Queen and Rochefort is. Plus, Rochefort's desire to manipulate the king. Oh, just having fun. Let's do it.
You there? Take off your clothes.
Oh, I'm distracted by this beautiful soundtrack. Oh, the continuation of that flute. Or I don't know if it is a flute. It might be an English horn.
Tonight you treat me as an equal. All right? A friend. For one night, I will enjoy the same freedom as the most carefree peasant.
My tunic's come undone.
Naomi?
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Let the night begin.
The king's trying to hang loose. Ooh, he's getting into it.
This is fun. Oh, how I envy the ordinary life.
I assume no one else here knows he's the king.
Well, how else could you beat me? I'm an excellent player. I always prevail.
Seeing a real fight.
That was wonderful. The life of a commoner is so exciting, so exhilarating.
Thieves? They seemed a bit more intense than just your regular thieves. Hang on, yeah, she's still in the opening. Did I just see... wow, all words have just disappeared from my brain. Did I just see, Milady de Winter? She wouldn't still be there if she wasn't still part of the show, so spoilers. Hey, what's going on?
I'm on duty and you shouldn't be in the Queen's quarters. This has all been so sudden,
This is all happening. Golly.
You've never even looked at me before.
I'm looking at you now.
What was that? So he's just doing this to be near the
Dauphin.
The Dauphin.
We'll attend to him.
Well, that's the main reason he's doing that. This, I think. Gosh, I said it last week. She is just stunning.
He will not settle.
Let me try. I'm told I have a way with infants.
This is only making the situation more complicated, I feel.
Was it me or the baby you've come to see?
That's the question. They're making it clear.
You can't have got far. We will find him.
Kidnapping.
Who's the lucky woman this time?
A musketeer doesn't kiss and tell.
Question is,
Do it quickly.
does whoever taken...
He's missing.
Wow, I really can't speak today. Does whoever's taken the king know that it's the king?
These cobbles look like they've been scrubbed clean. Look.
Cover up. Here we go, a bit of detective work. I forgot. They can do Mission Impossible one week.
Look at this.
Greatest detectives the next.
It's just a missing door handle, that's all. It's nothing sinister.
Your last chance.
You can't kill me. You're musketeers. I will tell you.
Hit him where it hurts.
Who pays you?
Pays me to get people drunk and send them out the back door. I don't know his name.
What does he do with them?
Well, God knows. Throws their bodies in the Seine.
How could your men have allowed this?
The king was adamant he experienced Paris as a commoner. Let's not forget, the king is not alone. He has D'Artagnan.
You has so far failed to return the king to the palace.
If you're implying that D'Artagnan has neglected his duty, you are wrong. He's the king's champion.
I don't care if he is alone or with D'Artagnan. I only care that he is not
It's an intense
here.
look that Rochefort's got there. When he
Everyone's
notices
christening is
someone
tomorrow.
in the room, he really
Guests are
clocks him.
arriving. You will turn this city upside down and find him.
Perhaps in the meantime we should let it be known the king is ill, to explain his absence from court.
Those are the first sensible words I've heard this morning.
I will have the Red Guards join the search. We will find the king.
How did the Red Guard operate under Rochefort? I'm going to imagine violently.
Congratulations, Madame Bonacieux, on your appointment as the Queen's special advisor.
There has been no appointment.
I just assumed. Why else would a servant question the captain of the Red Guards in front of the Queen?
And there he is, making it clear. Oh, very clear.
Remember your place in future.
Dangerous man.
We're looking for your brother.
Sorry, the Americas.
We've heard he's back in Paris.
If he was back here, I'd know.
We think he might be up to his old tricks again.
Exactly what kind of horses were these?
Oh, you're gonna take on 3 musketeers with a pitchfork, with a hot iron.
Where's Sebastian Lemaitre?
So they're catching people and making them slaves. Well, the king's gonna get a real look at the dirty underground.
I should never have allowed you to talk me into visiting that tavern.
That's rich.
You must not tell them who you are. Of course I should, then they would have to let us go. They would kill us or bury the evidence rather than risk being hanged for treason.
Yeah.
You there?
Oh, not a good idea.
I leave this man's fate in your hands. Carry him or I kill him.
I'll carry him.
Where you are going, a soft heart will kill you quicker than typhoid.
Why must we carry him?
I'll carry him alone.
You're meant to be looking after me.
This is cool. Demonstrating compassion. Something the king might learn. And well from D'Artagnan.
Lemaitre can avoid the main roads by taking the Forest of Yvreux.
Men from Rouen travel by river to the port. The ship in Honfleur, when is it scheduled to leave?
It's just funny hearing so many, the names of so many French places. I've had a couple moments in this episode of having that dichotomy of like all these great English, British accents, and yet all the names they're saying are so French. Usually I don't think about it, which I think is the goal.
The Musketeers know about Sebastian. They're searching for him now.
Was my name mentioned?
No.
If anything comes back on me, I'll come down there and kill you all!
Damn. All right, this guy is a much nastier piece of work than I thought.
And now he is in the hands of criminals.
We've never seen the Queen quite like this.
So, what now? Rochefort?
Everyone believes the king has a mild head cold and is confined to his rooms.
Rochefort's swift response has bought you time, Captain. Use it wisely.
But despite all the sense of antagonism, that's nice. Well, that's not. Just, yeah. Oh, there's a lot to say. And now I can't say any of it because I want to watch this scene.
Why was the king taken?
The man who abducted the king is a convicted criminal. He sells his captives to the Spanish.
Yeah, there's been so much antagonism in these palace scenes, but ultimately underneath it so far, everyone's, just doing their best. Even Rochefort, hasn't necessarily done anything super villainous. It was a good plan to tell everyone that the king's ill. And he really doesn't seem to here she is, Milady de Winter. Okay, I really didn't think we'd see her so soon. If ever. It was quite a, beautiful location. It was quite a wrap-up to her story last season. It really felt like she'd arced out. So what's her new arc gonna be? Ooh, fun. I wonder if Rochefort sees the king being missing, possibly dead, as a good thing or not. Whether it benefits him. Probably not. No, it wouldn't. Because, he just got in the good graces of the king. And the king is not looking happy. I wonder if this will change him. You could hope it would change him for the better. But sometimes events like this can make someone... she's a part of this. A cog in yes, she's...
Never happy.
Not necessarily a huge part of it, but she's a part of it. She's gonna recognize...
Who did you get this from?
Okay. And there it is. D'Artagnan and the king.
Why is it valuable?
More than the rest of that tab put together.
Oh, I'm loving the score.
Let me see your hands.
Uh-oh. Oh dear.
Killing them would be a mistake.
Look at his hands. He's a gentleman. He has friends within.
Shocked look on D'Artagnan's face. Does the king know her very well? I forget.
Long gone.
He must have seen her. D'Artagnan's shook.
It would be the work of a moment to finish him.
Kill the king.
Why not?
Big opportunity.
Me.
Yeah.
And all we have planned. I am making great strides with the Queen. Already she trusts me.
In this way, we can achieve in one night what might take you a decade.
So you do kill Louis. What then? There will be chaos. What if there is a coup?
Yeah.
I will have no influence.
It's much more risky for him.
You're making a mistake.
As a spy, you have your uses. But as a man, you disgust me. Now get out of my way.
As a man, you disgust me. Good line.
This is outrageous. And against the laws of France. If the king knew about this, he would stop it immediately. He's very fair-minded, generous and clever.
Preening and prancing in his palace, totally ignorant to the people that he governs.
Louis is our king and a good man. He deserves our respect.
I love how this actor who plays King Louis wears his emotions. His eyes, his smile, his emotions are so forward, not hidden. It's all on the sleeve. It's really beautiful. Gosh, I do not like the way he looks at her.
Madame Bonacieux, the way I spoke to you before was inexcusable.
Ah.
I was upset by the king's disappearance. Forgive me.
But he knows he needs the Queen's favour, and she might be a way to more of the Queen's favour.
Friends.
I like it.
The Queen.
Yes.
We should be allies. If you are widowed and made regent,
Gotta consider
the
it.
country of your birth will make you unpopular with people. You will need allies.
Which allies?
Say you were to write to your brother, seeking his support. With Spain's backing and their armies, you could hold the throne against any plot.
Wow. What? Unite with Spain?
The king expressly forbade it. I gave him my word.
It's so bold. I quite like it. She is Spanish and...
I'm no friend to Spain. You know that.
Of course not.
About your welfare and that of the Dauphin.
It actually could be amazing. I mean, what if it brought the two nations out of conflict, you know? But also, no, we have to hate the Spanish. That's where we're at. We're on the side of the French. We haven't been given heaps of reason to hate the Spanish in the show or anything.
My father was a great king, always found wanting compared to him. I was only 8 when he was assassinated. Child. Fatherless. Robbed of so much. It's not the hardship of the galleys that I dread the most. It is a life apart from my son. Your father?
He was killed when I came to Paris.
When you were a boy,
Day one.
he taught you how to hunt and shoot. Live your life with honor.
Yes.
All that was taken from me. And now it will be taken from my son, too.
Another great thing about why the King's performance is so good in this show is they mic him so closely. He gets to speak so softly and intimately. You could hear his swallow in that scene, his saliva. Kind of gross when you say it like that, but it's intimate.
Ride out to the Maître's camp and see there is no one left alive to testify against you.
None left alive.
He must die, or you will.
Unlucky for them, D'Artagnan's here, so...
Milady de Winter. See, you've gone up in the world.
I'm not the one destined for a Spanish galley.
A miserable life plying your trade in some low-life brothel.
I thought you liked me, D'Artagnan.
Still all antagonism here?
I'd rather sleep with a polecat.
Give me the gun, and I'll set you free.
Is that the plan? Get in their good graces?
Aren't you going to introduce yourself?
Think of me as a good Samaritan.
An angel, more like.
Works on him. It's probably good for her that the cardinal is gone. Man, he ended up hating her.
When I was a boy and I was tired, my valet would carry me.
My father carried me. Sometimes I'd pretend I couldn't walk another step, just to be in his arms.
That's only because you didn't have a valet.
That's good.
No, wait!
Oh, not good. It's fun. Good stunts. Loving these little cues in the soundtrack. Often pairing it back is the smart thing to do. Take that little theme, put it on one instrument, and the percussion in the background is on like plucked strings or something. Well done. Who ambushes the ambushes? The Musketeers do. Oh, that sounds cool as well. Oh, that's unlucky. The Musketeers didn't set that, right?
Where is it? A mile south, by the river. Now, for God's sake, get this thing off me!
He gave up the information quickly and easily. Well, I would too. A little bit of torture. I'm giving up pretty much everything. I don't think there's much. I would give it up before the torture, honestly. I mean, of course, depends what it is, but most things I'm just giving up. I don't think there's point trying to hold on through torture unless it's something you're really willing to die for. I don't know why that came up. I don't know. That's quite irrelevant.
I promise you, this kindness will be repaid 100-fold.
Won't be much opportunity for that in the Spanish galleys.
Who are you?
All right, they're right back at step one. Just make up some.
I am Louis, son of Henry IV of the House of Bourbon and Marie de Medici. I am your king. You cannot treat me like this.
Who's this? I've lost track of some of the many multiple parties that are moving around. Is it... Yes. It's the one from France who was told by the Spanish guy to kill everyone. Got it.
You waited. I couldn't leave without saying goodbye.
The ring.
If we are to die, this is how I want it to be. By my king's side, fighting together for our freedom, not in the belly of some ship. We're not going to die. We just need to get to the trees. Right? Get ready.
D'Artagnan's like, everyone stop being so dramatic. This happens all the time to me. No.
Get out, come on!
Was dramatic. Yeah, that's sad. Last stand. Oh.
I thought you'd never stop running.
There's switcheroo there. Ready with 2 horses. Like she'd planned this all out. I can't believe what... So, Milady de Winter's trying to come back into the good graces, live at the palace and stuff. Be around Athos, you know. Athos is gonna flip out when he sees her.
Hesitate now and it might be too late. With your brother's protection, you can hold the throne until your son is ready.
Rochefort is right. I must protect my son.
He kind of is a bit, but oh no. It does hurt. Because this is not gonna turn out well.
You've saved my life twice now.
He doesn't recognize her.
Tell me who you are.
I'm nobody.
Suppose she mostly stayed in the shadows last season, even when she was around the palace.
I wish no repayment.
Yeah, right.
Only that you don't think any less of me because of how we met.
Never.
Oh, I feel faint.
She flirting with the king.
Just tell me lightheaded.
She doing a perfect feint. Oh my god. Oh my god. Of all the things I did not expect this. got to imagine the writers, when they came up with this happening, episode 2, season 2, they were having a little chuckle. King Louis and Milady de Winter pashing episode 2. Wasn't on my bingo card. Bloody hell.
We owe this lady our lives.
Here we go.
Your Majesty, she was part of the criminal band that kidnapped you in the first place.
With respect, Your Majesty, we don't know what other crimes she's committed.
This humble woman has shown true nobility of character. Her crimes
Oh, dear.
are pardoned.
Wow.
You have made a new woman of me, Your Majesty.
Oh, wow.
Did she really save your life? For her own reasons, but yes.
Oh, wow. This really is perfect melodrama. Love it.
Help them now, and I will grant you clemency for your crimes.
I will.
Bruno.
Bum, bum. Ah, cool. There. Getting slaughtered by the Musketeers. Doesn't seem quite fair.
They've had enough.
Stand and fight, you cowards!
Now they're killing each other.
He's mine. May I?
This one's personal. That was extremely dramatic. Very musketeerish. A bit much in any other context, but if you're a musketeer, that's how you can kill someone. Damn, that bit where he was like tying the cloth around his hand as the horse is charging at him. Absolute yowza, yikes-o looks on those faces. Every time these two reunite, it's very sweet. Because as much as they have their problems, they are a unit.
This whole fiasco down on our heads.
Do you have the Queen's letters to Spain?
I will keep them safe for now.
Ah.
Who knows when they might come in
Okay, I see. They have the letter written and signed. Not using it at the moment, but yes, who knows when they'll be useful. Again, oh, I feel like I sound like a broken record, unlike this soundtrack, but this soundtrack is beautiful. And some of these shots are beautiful as well. Oh, the light.
I have a special gift for you.
These two have become closer now, haven't they?
Of executing this traitor.
You promised
Yeah.
me clemency.
Which
Yeah,
I am
yeah, yeah.
granting.
Yeah.
A quick death, more than you deserve.
No,
Yes.
sir, please,
This
please.
man fought to protect you.
He did it to save his own neck, which you will now sever.
You gave him your word.
Are you taking sides with the traitor
The
against
king's reneging on his word even. This is what I was worried about earlier. A painful experience like what the king has gone through in this episode can take him in one of two ways.
Soldier. Not an executioner.
Allow me, Your Majesty.
No.
It can make him kinder or, oof, that was bloody. Or it can make him more vicious.
First, you take me to that tavern, put my life
there
in
is-
danger.
He's gonna give them hell for this as well.
Why do you Musketeers insist on disappointing me?
I was gonna say, surely he's on board with the Musketeers now because of that experience with D'Artagnan, but man, nope. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I can see the lines that they're drawing here. Oof, yeah, that was a really bloody death for this show. Alright, the king's going down a dark path. Look at that blood streak with him standing there. Lovely.
The king was frightened, angry.
Yeah.
In his heart, he's not a bad person.
We saved his life. We did, and that's the thanks we get.
He wanted a taste of the real world, and he didn't like it.
Yes. Yeah, This is who we were seeing earlier. I didn't connect it at the time.
My name is D'Artagnan of the King's Musketeers. I'm here about your husband.
Is he safe?
He died in service of the crown, fighting to protect the king. His Majesty sent me here today to give you this, to express his personal gratitude. Were it not for the Dauphin's christening, he would have come himself.
Ah, this is beautiful.
Hello. You know, your father was a very brave man. He loved you and your mother very much.
And after all those talks that D'Artagnan and the king were having about fathers. Wow. That was really good. In all senses of the word. And end it there. Nice. Don't need anything else after that. Nicely done. Wow. Yeah, that was a good episode. Another good episode. Well, it was all a good episode, and then that ending, I thought that final scene was brilliant. That was very Robin Hood. Even though, yeah, that man, I've already forgotten his name, the man who died, and D'Artagnan got his revenge, and then they all managed to get some coins together to give to the family. We didn't know much about that man, and we honestly hadn't formed a big bond with his character. They only gave a little bit of time for us to connect with him, but enough that, it works. A lot of this episode, yeah. Well, all the time, look, what do I want to say? The fact that we got to go on an adventure with the king in this episode, unprecedented, glorious, lovely, top marks, love it. The fact that we're digging even more into all this France versus Spain intrigue, absolutely on point. Love that. And particularly when we've got these characters placed in interesting kind of dichotomies, like Rochefort being a Spanish spy answering to this other Spanish dude who I'll clock his name in the next episode hopefully, but yeah, the fact we've got them and then these slavers who are basically kind of working in Spain's interest in this episode, yeah, it adds a lot of layers to what is, on the face of it, a simple plot. I love the simplicity of these episodes in terms of it can just be the Musketeers are taking the king on, out for a night out. And the king and D'Artagnan get kidnapped by slavers, taking them to Spain. Like, on the face of it, that's it. You can just enjoy the episode on that, like, surface level, but underneath that, you do have many characters placed in interesting situations where they are getting pulled in different directions. And that's what you love in a melodrama like this, is you want the characters to be as uncomfortable as you possibly can make them. All of them getting torn in different directions by different desires, between all these romances, different allegiances, different wants. But yeah, in terms of the romances, oh man, I really cannot believe that, one, Milady is back, and two, that, like, in the same episode, she is kissing the king. I just did not see that coming. I did not see that coming at all. That is amazing. And of course, where that goes from here is gonna be interesting. Man, I'm losing count of the number of kind of romantic love triangle-y sort of situations we've got going on here. It's intense. The little scene we got with Aramis and the governess was sweet. It kind of clarified what's going on there in terms of, like, she is smitten with him and he is kind of into her, but more just like, I want to be around my son. And that is interesting. And he is getting to... the fact is, so far, it's working out for him. He is getting to be around his son. He got to hold him. The baptism scene at the end was beautiful, beautifully shot. Great soundtrack throughout. I'm just loving... it's changing tones beautifully. I mean, the final scene, that glorious da-da-da-da-da on one, like... woodwind, or it could be an English horn, a koranglai, which is like my favorite instrument. There's a lot I could say about the koranglai. I might make a video about it one day. Anyhow, and then other bits were like building towards action, and we get this like driving kind of rhythmic ostinato, but like not on your basic just violins or something. It's using the orchestration a bit more creatively. I don't know, it's reminding me of great things. A bit of in this episode was just reminding me of some, like, one part of Indiana Jones, John Williams, of course. And I mean, is there a higher praise for a soundtrack like this? I'm not sure there is. Oh, yes, but the main thing that I wanted to say at the start of this whole recap discussion section was, what this episode really got me thinking about is the way that challenging experiences like what the king goes on in this adventure, in this episode, challenging experiences, they can affect you in two different ways. Either you can experience hardship and difficulty and it makes you more empathetic and more sympathetic and kinder, and you understand where more people are coming from, and really just, there are so many people in the world and in life who have suffered such terrible pains and health issues and hardships and death and loss, and it makes them such kind, generous, open, heartfelt people. But then, unfortunately and so interestingly, it does really seem in the world like the opposite is true, and like how this episode plays out. The king goes through this experience and you think he's kind of softening and he's going, oh man, I see these people, what's happening to them. Man, this sucks. This is terrible. The king is kind, he's saying about himself in that one great scene. The king is kind. The king would, if he knew about this, he would stop it immediately. But then ultimately, at the end of that, it makes the king angry. It makes the king, it might make him more sympathetic to some people, to certain people, but to everyone else, it's made him more vicious. It's like his experience wasn't holistically incorporated. Well, I don't know if I'm going a bit far with this discussion, but oh well. He didn't take that experience on in enough of a broad world view. He really took on a nugget of it, of like, okay, now there are some more people out there who I know are bad and terrible, and these terrible things happening, and I need to be more hard and vicious against them. And so anyway, it certainly seems to be, and there were some hints of this in the last episode, but like, it seems like we're on a slow path towards a more evil King Louis, and I am terrified but on board for it. Because that is an interesting path to be taking, because man, he's had his moments of being a hard king. It's very much not out of character for him, but for the most part, his real self has been very soft and quite generous and quite lovely. So anyway, we'll see where we go from here. Milady's around now. That's another villain in the mix, it seems. I wondered if she wasn't going to be a villain this season, because she was so villainous last season. I thought maybe we'll switch that up, but so far there's not been much to dissuade us from the notion that she's still just quite a selfish, villainous sort of person. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah, a bit of a darker, more complicated episode 2 this season. Just loving it. As you can tell, I'm absolutely into it. Keen for more. Thanks for being here, sharing your passion with me. Thematic, out.